to write jokes about transport. I'm going to mention buses and trains a lot, but not once an autism diagnosis.
Put your hands together and welcome to the stage Richard Stott, Matt Hollins, Ben Ashurst, and Erika Ehler. Everyone, give it up! Awesome. So I'll make life easy for you, Casey. I'll tell you who to. Furthest away from me, that's Richard Stott over there. Next to him we've got Erika. Next to him we've got Ben. And right next to me we've got Matt. So let's take Matt as your starting point. Who would you like to pair Matt up with today? Would it be Ben, Erika, or Richard?
Erika.
Erika. So Erika is going to become Matt and vice versa, which means Ben is going to become Richard and vice versa. So that's the pair. Let's give them all a huge round of applause to make it. So Erika is going to become Matt. Okay, I'm just saying that to myself because last month I messed it up, and I messed the parents up. You weren't here, and I introduced all the wrong parents, and they still did it. Like that's how amazing comics are. They wrote notes on one comic with 5 minutes prep, then I introduced them doing another one. And
well, I like to say proper plan of events, this performance is a piece of life, but obviously I wasn't here, so that's my
sure we your talent. Basics is also here, so we don't get any copyright infringements on YouTube. By the way, that's like everything he does is original. That's another reason why you're.
Tonight I'm just going to do Oasis covers and anything from now 33 disc 2.
Thank you, thanks for that. I appreciate it. So we've got 8 performances going to take place now, guys. The first 4 will be each comic doing their own stuff, and then the second 4 will be each comic doing the stuff that's just been paired up to be. So up first, as themselves, please put your hands together, raise the roof, give loads of love. Give it up right now for Richard Stott, everybody!
Hey guys, how are we? Yeah, good. Thank you. I'm actually a little bit anxious at the moment. It's my Spotify Wrapped is about to drop. I don't know if I've been listening to enough obscure music to sort of put the brand out that I want people to believe. Is anyone else in this position? No, just call people that, oh yeah, actually, no, okay, yeah, so you're like me, you don't want everybody else to know that you had a big Sabrina Carpenter play. That's where I'm at. I realised it about halfway through October and I thought, fucking hell, I'm going to have to listen to some right shit. So that's been it for the last, 3 weeks or so. It's just been the Deftones and Elliott Smith and anything else that I can't find about, I'm missing Sabrina Carpenter. Do we know Sabrina Carpenter in the room? All the lads at the back do not know who Sabrina Carpenter is, don't worry about it. Basically, she's sort of this kind of pop princess that's kind of come out. And why I like her is because to me, she looks like a Scouser, but she isn't. Does anyone understand this? Yeah. No? Okay, right. You haven't seen pictures of her then, or you haven't been to the north, right? Because basically Sabrina Carpenter, what they've done is they've got this kind of like national rock chick and they've pop pixied it up, and what they've landed on is fucking girls' night out in the Wirral. And I like that because I'm from the north, right? I don't sound like I'm from the north. It's because I'm a middle class northerner. Down here, up there people think I'm posh, right? Down here people have asked me if I've tried hummus before. That's the levels it's at. But we all put our Spotify Wrapped out there as a sort of little cross section of ourselves. We're like, this is who I am, This is a little nice little example of who I am and how cool and mysterious I am. It's not true, is it? Because it's not the real us. We curate it. And I know it's not true because last year YouTube did their version of a Wrapped, and you would not get that information out of me in Guantanamo fucking Bay. If I shared my YouTube Wrapped, yeah, right? If I shared my YouTube Wrapped, I'd just be telling everybody that I watched 10 hours of botfly removal videos this year. I'm in the top 2% of people who've watched blackheads get removed from people's noses in India. And I've watched a 3.5-hour documentary about how there's a Nazi base on Antarctica. I don't want to share that shit. That's not where I want to be. So Christmas is coming up. Anyone excited about Christmas? Yeah. I'm getting into the spirit of it, right? What's your favourite Christmas story?
Food.
That's not a story. Sorry. Explain the question. We've got a mixed ability audience in tonight. I get it. It's just like story. We're still going with food.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, we're going to move on. What was supposed to happen is he was going to say the nativity. I had a joke about that, but that's not happening. But my favourite Christmas story, by the way, is my favourite Christmas story is Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. Yeah, right. It's the best one because it's a lovely, powerful message of how you can change anybody by taking to a graveyard at night and showing them their fucking grave. A lovely message which has been taken on, quite literally by the cartels in Mexico. They've really taken it to a new level. It's a nice bit of new stuff, isn't it? It's gonna be my first Christmas with my girlfriend. Yeah, I'm in a relationship. It's nice, isn't it? I think when you're dating, it's dating in your 30s is not so much about finding someone you love, it's about finding someone whose mental illnesses vibe with your mental illnesses. That's kind of it. Broken the system though. I've started dating someone in their 20s. There we go. It's always a bloke who says that. But basically there is a bit of an age gap between me and my girlfriend, right? Just want to make sure everyone's okay with this. I'm 36, she's 26. How do you feel about that? Perfect. Okay. Well, there's a bit of animosity over there. Okay. Anyone judging me, right? We've known each other for 10 years. Fuck you. It's a strong relationship. She's very beautiful, my girlfriend. She's impressive. She's more impressive than me professionally, intellectually. Aesthetically, she looks very sort of like Germanic in the best possible way. She's tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. Even her surname is Jürgens, right? But she's not from Germany. She's from Argentina. I don't know how that happened. Probably her dad was like a war hero or something. Anyway, that's been me. That's been everything that I'm going to say to you lot. Good luck, everyone else.
And let's give that applause going, keep it going, keep it there, build up again for Matt Hollins!
Hi, my name's Matt, and I was the Leicester Mercury Comedian of the Year.
Yeah.
2004. So that's 20 years now since I was funny. And I'm from Leicester. I got the train down here today. I get a bit bored on public transport sometimes. I was sitting there bored, and so after about 10 minutes another train passed in the other direction. That cheered me up. I thought I'll get to London before them. They're going the wrong way. They're going the wrong way, the idiots. This lad got on the train right at Luton Airport Parkway, playing music on his smartphone really loudly without any earphones. How rude is that? They have no consideration for the passengers. I thought I should say something really, but for some reason I didn't dare say anything. Then in the end this woman turned out, she said, would you mind turning that music down please? He said, no, I'm listening to it. He started to get aggressive in his attitude, so I thought I've got to say something now. So I did, and said something and said, will you leave her alone woman, there's only playing a bit of music. I had to say something. It's going out of hand. I think we're going on a bit better with the local bus service in Leicester actually, on the Aviva, because we've got cameras all over the bus and there's a screen at the front of the bus. You can watch all the action on a loop. It really passes the journey. I was on there the other day and it panned to the top of this bloke's head. He had a small bald patch. I thought, flipping out, that's funny. I thought, I bet he doesn't even know. I was laughing away, then I noticed his shoulders were going up and down. It was me. How embarrassing. I really hope that's a small bald patch. I wrote that one 5 years ago. So, I was in a cocktail bar in Leicester the other night. I asked the barmaid for sex on the beach. She said, you'll be lucky, the last train to Skegness is gone already. To get it, because you have to change at Nottingham and Newark. It leaves really early. And that's why that joke works. So I've not always been a stand-up comedian. I used to be a biscuit packer by trade. I used to work for Jacob's Biscuits in Leicester. I used to pack custard creams, bourbons, Jam Oxford rings. Yeah, Jam Oxford rings, you'll probably know them as Jammy Dodgers, but I was always professional. And I worked hard and packed a lot of biscuits, but as hard as it was, you're just going to get a permanent contract, and it's so hard when you realise what you want to do in life and you can't get a permanent job, and all the permanent staff that used to look down on us. They used to say things like, we're going to be packing biscuits for the rest of our lives. And you're not, because you're shit. And then it came to Christmas, all us tenants all got laid off. There were no more biscuits for us to pack, and it really pissed them off, because Liam Gallagher, of Oasis fame, he used to work for McVitie's in Manchester. And I've got to know a few people in Manchester through doing comedy, and they told me Liam Gallagher was a fucking good biscuit packer. And if he stuck at it, if he stuck at the biscuits instead of running off to do all that rock and roll bollocks, all that snorting cocaine and sleeping with groupies, I reckon if he stuck at McVitie's, not only would it be permanent by now, but he might possibly be a supervisor. Just try to do a trick there. I actually own my own microphone at the moment, so I have to practice in public. Sorry about that. I'll leave you with this. When I first started doing comedy, I heard that boxers refrain from sex for 2 weeks before every bout because it gets them really up and aggressive for the fights. I thought if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So I decided to refrain from sex for 2 weeks before every gig. So I've been doing a gig every week now for the last 20 years. That's my excuse for not getting laid anyway. Actually, I was offered sex by a nice lady the other week. But I had to turn around and said, sorry love, I'm doing Joke Thieves at Camden Comedy Club a week on Monday, so I've got to think of the audience and think of you guys. But looking at some of your faces now, I wish you fucked her, to be honest.
I love that microphone gag. Oh man, awesome. Let's build that applause up again. This time, give loads and loads of love for Ben Ashurst!
Thank you very much. No, it's nice to be here. I'm going to get my first ever gig in this room. I walked out. All I think I said was, hi guys, we alright, we doing okay? This guy actually went, fuck off, back to your gap year. So that was my introduction in this room. I went speed dating recently. I'm struggling to be an adult. That's a sort of not good adult thing to do. Has anyone been speed dating? Cool. If you don't know what that is, that's the thing. You see about 20 people. You have these little 5-minute dates. You're trying to get a match, of course. And I went with my friend Cal. We had this bet: whoever got the most matches didn't have to buy drinks for the rest of the night. But get this, Cal then saw 20 people. He only got one match. So I had to buy the drinks for the rest of the night. That's no matches speed dating. It's made even more tragic. If you get no matches, you get a fucking voucher to go again. There's nothing to do with that, is there? But I know what it is though. I know what it is. I've just got absolutely nothing about me. Like, I'm the plainest, sort of most generic looking guy. Like, Cal summarised it really well because he was like, well, you know what, Ben? He said, you just look so much like a Ben. And I think he's nailed it. Like, a bit safe is what that means. You look a bit safe, a bit friendly. Like, sorry, you don't go speed dating to find a guy like me. If you want to find a guy like me, John Lewis, I recommend. That's where we hang out. I made the mistake at this speed dating of asking people what job they thought I did. Here's one that came out: struggling estate agent. Not estate agent, I could deal with that. She was like, struggling estate agent. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, I could really picture you walking around this flat with me, and then I wouldn't buy it. It's quite a weird thing to hear. I started arguing. I was like, well, you haven't seen the flat yet. Sure, I've got a feeling. I would be a bad estate agent. Not the worst job I think I'd be. Not the worst job I think I could do. I think the worst job, I'd be a really shit debt collector. You picture me like turn up your house like, right, you're behind on your payments. I'm here to take your TV, please. It just wouldn't. I don't understand it work. But my ex had a really cool flat. Like she had this really cool flat. That's when you know you've got your shit together. I think. Like it's one of these. It was all automatic. She could. That's cool. She could click her fingers. All the lights would come on. I mean, she'd click her fingers, and I'd get up and flick the switch. But it's still sort of automated, guys. This is weird. My ex's new boyfriend came up on my social media the other day. Is that weird? I mean, I searched him. But he came up. He came up. Well, I was thinking, like, I did that thing, like, you know when you're really far down someone's profile and you accidentally like something, like you get caught out stalking. I did that thing. Do you reckon Instagram's worse than Facebook for doing that on? Or do you reckon Facebook's worse than Instagram?
Instagram's worse.
You think Instagram's worse?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Easier to do.
Anyway, I was stalking my ex's new boyfriend. I accidentally liked one of his runs on Strava. That was a low point, guys. That was a low point. And then the worst thing about all this, it was a really good run. Like, mile 6, he had a bit of a dip. Then he sort of pushed on, he pressed through, and he finished strong. I was like, yes, I would have liked it anyway. And then I found his Vinted. I bought some of his jeans. But they're not a bad fit, actually. I mean, it turns out her type is a 32 regular. Anyway, I might leave that there. But yeah, I'll chat to you in a minute. Thank you.
Give them a and I find that doing their own stuff before we mix it up. Please give loads of love for Erika Ehler!
Hey, what's up, fuckers? How's it going? I'll give you guys a little disclaimer for my comedy. My comedy has kind of been described as dark. My comedy has kind of been described as edgy. It's been described retrospectively as a booking error for a suicide prevention gig, just to get you guys adjusted to the vibe. I'll be honest with you though, I've been having a pretty tough year. I lost a couple people who were close to me. They didn't die. My frontal lobe just came in and I realized they were awful people. Ever had that happen to you? Yeah. It's pretty embarrassing because these two friends I fell out with, they were from Blackpool. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Blackpool, but Blackpool is like somebody's memory of a town. And the memory's fading. Blackpool's what you get if you tried to AI generate a town with the prompt, what if we brought the opioid crisis to Brighton? Like, that's the vibe. I came to this country as a student, that's how I ended up here. Came here to finish my degree, just wanted my parents to be as proud of me as most people are when a white guy can use chopsticks. Just the same amount. I went to Salford Uni, anyone ever heard of it? Yeah, no, yeah, it's not a particularly good uni. We do have some famous alumni though, like the comedian Peter Kay went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Manchester Bomber. What can I say? They both do arenas. I did that joke once in a university in Wales, and somebody sat right where you are, said, I was at that concert. And for the rest of my 30-minute set, what everybody had to endure was greatness in the face of adversity. Now I'm pretty lonely. You guys getting that vibe? I'm pretty lonely, but I'm also extremely delusional. So I'll be home alone. Sometimes I'll be home on my own, Facebook stalking somebody I went to middle school with, just being like, well, it's lonely up at the top. I'm crazy. Guys ever gotten so isolated you let a scam call linger? It's been like, oh yeah, I have been in an accident. Oh, I didn't tell anybody. Thank you so much for calling. Do we have any other Gen Zs in the crowd born after 1997? I thought we would be. Yeah. Do you guys think our generation's as progressive as they make it out to be? Yeah! I would agree with that. I think we're progressive in some ways. I think we're toxic in others. Like, we now all speak in like weaponized therapy speech. Like, we now need to say. I now need to say that my friend has an avoidant attachment style. Meanwhile, bitch is one word. Gets there real quick. I do think our generation is like a little funny though, because I work in a coffee shop with a bunch of other people in their mid to early 20s, and we had this horrible customer come in. And one of my colleagues just went, oh my god, that guy, he was such a retard. And my other colleague went, whoa, whoa, whoa. They were such a retard. I don't think this is as progressive as you think it is. It's a lot of online war between millennials and Gen Z, but I think we have a lot more in common than we do have apart. Like, we both have no future. We both have diminishing returns of financial security. I think it's particularly scary to live in this country while a recession's happening, because you get a sense of how bad things are globally when big Hollywood stars start doing your guys' adverts. Like right now, you guys have Samuel L. Jackson doing a commercial for Warburtons. A commercial for bread. A product I didn't know needed any PR. I really do think we're just like one big celebrity commercial away from like a financial crash. Like, I'm so nervous to turn on the TV because I'm worried I'm going to see something like, oh my God, did you get a chip in your windscreen, dumbass? I'm Jennifer Coolidge for Auto Glass Repair, Auto Glass Repairs. All right, I've been Erika Ehler. Thanks, guys.
So, we've seen everyone be themselves. This time we're going to mix it up, bring them back to the people who were paired up with earlier. So, up first, this time with the material of Ben Ashurst. Welcome back to the stage, Richard Stott!
Hey guys, last time I was here, someone told me to fuck off. It wasn't even a gig on. So me and a bunch of the lads went speed dating, and you've been speed dating, but we had this game, right? Whoever got the least matches had to buy drinks all night, and one of my mates only got one match, so I ended up having to buy drinks for my dad all night. Worst thing about that, right, is if you got if you didn't get any matches at the speed dating thing, they gave you a voucher, yeah, for the gym. One of my friends said to me, I look like a Ben. You know what? I've just written that down. There's literally nothing else there, right? No, but someone at speed dating said that I look like this isn't gonna work. Someone at speed dating said that I look like a struggling estate agent, and she said that she could imagine me selling her a house. She could imagine me showing around her house, and then her not buying it, and then got into an argument because it was my ex-girlfriend. But my ex-girlfriend, she used to have this wonderful flat. It was a really cool flat, loads of cool features. She used to have like a clapper for the lights and stuff like that. And she used to have this switch, and she'd flick it, and that would be, it would mean I had to go home. I found my ex-girlfriend's, my ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. I saw him on social media, yeah, because I was stalking him, and I saw him on LinkedIn, and he's definitely earning a lot more than me. So I looked at his Instagram and stuff like that. He's a very impressive guy, but it's okay because I found his Tumblr. And now I can blackmail him with his My Little Pony face. That's everything I got out of that.
This time with the material of Erika Ehler. Welcome back to the stage, Matt Hollins!
What's up, fuckers? I've got a dark, edgy energy which I'm bringing to the room tonight. It's Monday anyway, isn't it? I lost 2 friends this year, which is bad, but it was my front foot thing. I know what it is. It's the front foot lows. That thing. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean. But. They're the nicest people I've ever met. They're kind, they're considerate, Beautiful people. But the thing is, they live in Blackpool and it's a fucking shithole. Do you know how expensive it is to get there on the train? So I was on Facebook the other day, looked up an old school friend from middle school. Something to do, isn't it? And also you get those not crank, well, you know when they're trying to con you and you keep them on the line longer because you're really lonely. I'm sure we can empathise. I went to Salford Uni. Well, I came over here to finish my degree and I went to Salford Uni. Anyone know that? Salford Uni? It's not the best known uni. Former alumni, is it alumni or former alumni? Alumni include Peter Kay and the Manchester Bomber. I was saying this one night and someone got really upset because they said, oh, I went to see Peter Kay. Okay.
Two down, two to go. Up third, this time with the material of Richard Stott. Welcome back to the stage, Ben Ashurst!
Yeah, hi guys, how are we? I'm quite anxious. I'm actually shitting myself. Anyway, my Spotify rap drops next week. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Spotify rap. So that's where you see. That's when your weird shit comes out. Like I was in the top 2% of Sabrina Carter's initiatives last year. And then the weird stuff comes out, and that's a bit. You know, there's a lot of it. Do we know Sabrina Carpenter? I didn't either. She's this kind of Nashville sort of like rock goddess, so sort of pops it up to a night out in the Wirral. Like they're from Liverpool. Yeah, but like because up there I'm quite middle class, and down here I'm quite middle class. Like up there, I'm quite middle class. Down here, people ask me if I get my Waitrose from a farm shop. I also own a factory that sells hummus. That's what I've got. But yeah, and Christmas is coming up. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. What's your favourite Christmas story?
The Grinch.
The Grinch. Oh, you meant to say food. I've got enough that I should have asked you. We've done the hummus bit. But the one I'd be most nervous about is my YouTube raps. Like I'd be nervous about that getting out. Like they couldn't get that out of me in Guatemala. Let alone. Because you might find out I'm like in the top. Like I was watching this documentary the other day, all about how you know the conspiracy that Hitler fucked off to Argentina and he's still there. And I was watching it and I thought, fuck, that's my girlfriend's dad. I'll leave that there.
Up next this time with the material of Matt Hollins. Welcome back to the stage, Erika Ehler!
Hey, I'm Matt Hollins. I won a regional competition that no one knows about outside of comedy 20 years ago, and that's how I'm going to open my set. I like to write jokes about transport. I'm going to mention buses and trains a lot, but not once an autism diagnosis, which seems very prevalent and should be a strain on my life. Biscuit packing and biscuit packers. Pastry Packers? Packing? It sounded sexual, didn't it? I had a hard time following, but I was like, what does that mean? Oh, my bad. Hang on. Hold up for this. I have sex 2 weeks. What? Every 2 weeks, but I don't, because I'll perform to you guys, because I wanted to put on my best work for you guys, but I've shown up and you guys are butt fuck ugly. So I should have fucked that hypothetical woman anyway. Sick. I've been mad. Bye.